Welcome back to the Blue Door Pub Thunderdome for another Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 the best daily podcast, a show about everything and nothing, coming right at your ass 5 days a week. Sin Shotgun is nobody. I am so alone. Here's what happens. Now, the Thursday episode is usually a guest, and our guest had to reschedule. Yeah, it's all good. It happens, right? So this one, no Nick, no guest, just me.
Look at him, sure. Undercut the man.
Yeah.
What would you say you do here?
What I do here is tell you to tell a friend about Bull with Andy Carlson. Spread the word, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. And it's the way that we grow. We don't have a huge marketing budget. And, the way that the numbers have grown and swelled is, well, a lot of listeners coming over from Purple for the Win. But, the fact that you guys are out there and just like, hey, man, hey, I understand that you're looking for something to listen to. Well, I got what you need. And then you open up your coat jacket, and then it's just Bull with Andy Carlson coming at you 5 days a week. It's, how do I explain it? It's like an hour of morning radio, but in podcast form, so you can download anytime, so it's not really in the morning. You'll figure it out. Anyway, solo on a Thursday, and recording this on a Wednesday, and the story du jour is the Virginia shooting, and not going to delve into it. Like, I understand I get an hour a day of your time, and the other 23 can be filled with, the heaviness of the world. We're here to be light and have fun. I understand it's important. It's a news story, especially since this one seems to be so politically charged, but the rest of the day we can be depressed and deal with reality on reality's terms and be triggered and everything like that. But we'll keep it light here. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Today, since I'm alone, I get to play. I can do whatever I want. The Wire theory, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to flesh it out a little bit. It's the theory that, like The Wire, something can be good and simultaneously massively overrated at the same time. It's actually more common than you think. I'll walk through a couple of examples. We have a few movie trailers in Trailer Trash, and what we do in Trailer Trash is we just take a movie trailer, TV trailer, whatever, and then I just randomly pause it and insert my own commentary because, yeah. That's what the people want. The Twins drafted some jabroni, and then Father's Day thoughts at the end of the show. But speaking of Father's Day, you know what Dad needs? Dad has spent years and years and years raising your ass, making sure you didn't die by keeping you clothed and fed and sheltered and protected and everything. And he needs a rest. He deserves to be able to kick his feet back and have a great night's sleep. Get him a mattress from Lisa Sleep. Here's what you do: bullshow.co/Lisa, LEESA, and order it up. Ship right to your door. Plus, they have 100 nights guaranteed. If your dad doesn't like it, within 100 nights, he can return it for free, full refund, no questions asked. And, how about you get one for yourself, too? Treat yourself. They say that you're supposed to replace your mattress every 8 years. And I know that the last mattress that the wife and I had before Lisa, we've had maybe 11. Yeah, somewhere in there. And it's great. Right to your door. You don't need to rent out a truck. You don't need to ask your buddy with the van or the trailer. Be like, hey, man, what are you doing Thursday about 4 o'clock? You want to go pick up a mattress with me? No, you don't need to do that. And they got their summer promo on right now. Save $100 off any order. Plus, if you use the promo code Andy, ANDY, you get $75 off your purchase as well. So double dip the chip. Get yourself and Dad a great sleeping mattress. Lisa Sleep. Bullshow.co/Lisa, LEESA. Hit it up. All right, so just diving in on The Wire. And I'll admit, I haven't watched the entire series of The Wire. I watched most of season 1, a little bit of season 2, and the rest I just kind of phoned in, watched on YouTube. And it was before my time. It was before HBO Go, before YouTube, and this was this was the crux where TV started being better than movies, and it's a trend that's continued and even widened further, because I feel like TV is just giving the consumer what they want, and movies they have an air of pretentiousness still. Yeah, and I'm not talking about like James Bond or Fast and the Furious movies. I'm talking about what they consider films, what are very important films, and they push these themes and narratives that we've seen in recent movies, and I feel like the bulk of the country is starting to like the artist. Who the hell's going to go out and see the artist? But yes, that's going to win Best Picture because it's a very important film. And you can say that about Moonlight, even though I thought Moonlight was a great movie. It's not one that you're going to see twice, And I understand the storylines, the importance of it, but the average movie consumer. They're out on a Friday night. They got their $12 ticket. They're getting their popcorn. They're getting their soda, and they're like, "What am I going to go see? What am I going to go see to be entertained for 2.5 hours, or am I just going to be, lashed over, have my rear end tanned with a belt over? Like, you're a terrible person. Look at society's doing blah 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 blah. No, you want to be entertained. And TV, it completely diverted from that because, well, you get a longer period of time to flesh out storylines. Some of these TV shows, the higher end, especially like Game of Thrones, do get massive movie-sized budgets now, and you can see that in the production value. But I feel like a lot of the writers, the storytellers are starting to gravitate more towards TV, and also, hell, the great actors too. And it just... because there's so much competition now on streaming platforms, on cable, on network television. This is the golden age of television. It really is. And it did start with The Wire. It started with Sopranos. It started when HBO started really getting into the TV game. That was the first step of a premium cable channel starting to produce television. I mean, before that was quasi unheard of. And now it's a big deal, and we're reaping the benefits. But I digress there. So The Wire, every time, this is my favorite thing to do, like whether it's a guest on the show or you meet someone new, and then you sort of run out of things to talk about, and you have that awkward silence, the little lull. You're like, you already talked about what you do for a living. You already talked about sports. You already talked about kids, and now you're like, yeah. I always go to, what's your 3 favorite TV shows or 3 favorite movies, whatever. But sticking with TV, the most recurring show for, I'd say, 30 to 50-year-old males predominantly is going to be The Wire. Yeah, that's the one that comes up all the time. The Wire, The Wire, The Wire, The Wire, The Wire. Breaking Bad is going to run a close second in there. That one's a little bit more near and dear to my heart, but I think it does fit into the Wire category as well, where it can be fabulous, very good, and overrated at the same time. And I respect The Wire. I respect it because it was the pioneer of the type of gritty, hour-long drama, immersive story, large cast of unique characters that were, it's a big part of television now. But every time you ask someone what's their favorite show, it's like, oh, The Wire. You got to watch The Wire. How about you watch The Wire? Are you watching The Wire now? How about now? You're watching The Wire? How about The Wire, Wire. And it launched a bunch of careers like Michael B. Jordan. And, Michael B. Jordan as like a 10-year-old kid. Yeah, that's still amazing to me. And also so much 90s nostalgia. Like the flip phones and the cars and the dress. It's amazing. Plus, all this was happening around the time of Serial Season 1. What was the guy's name? I want to say Amir? That's not right. No. But, yeah, this is about that time, so you understand the corruption of the police and the system. So it all plays into that. And I understand, I respect it. But it's a very, 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 very good show, but is overrated in the minds of a lot of people because, once you love something, once you really love something, you want to press it upon other people. I mean, that's just human nature because you want people to join. It's like the reverse of indie bands. Like if you are a big fan of an indie band, not a brewery, but hell, breweries too. Breweries are indie band. You got your own little spot. You're like, well, I love the Calm Tones, but you've probably never heard of them. Yeah. You want to keep it small. But then suddenly the Calm Tones are selling out 100,000 seat stadiums. You're like, well, crap. Yeah. And with The Wire, I feel like people just jamming it down other people's throats. Game of Thrones fits into that as well. And I feel like Game of Thrones is very binary. Like, there's not like casual Game of Thrones fans are like, well, if it's on, I'll catch it. They're either all in or all out. It's very binary. And I'm out. Like I've discussed on the show, anytime there's like a dragon shows up, I'm like, done, piff, poof. Or, all right, so I'm in if it's a heist movie, if it's a period drama, like a historical movie, or I'll think of what my third one I'm in. But I'm out if there's a dragon, if there's magic, if there's a wizard. Out. Just completely out. Yeah. Some other examples that fit into The Wire 3. I'll expand on Breaking Bad. So I love Breaking Bad. That was the last show that was appointment viewing for me, that I always had to clear out whatever was going on Sunday. My butt was going to be parked in front of the TV watching AMC. That was the last show. And that was like 5 years ago that ended, something like that. Yeah. And it's... It fits into the Wire perspective that every time someone with their favorite show is like, oh, Breaking Bad, I love Breaking Bad. So Kwanzaa fits in that one, except I think Breaking Bad's a better show, but that's argument for another day. Next up, the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, a little bit of the bandwagon jumpers there, but they're a great team. Just won their second title in 3 years, 3 finals in a row. I don't see that team going breaking up anytime soon. Some guys may leave. I think Clay might leave to go get paid. But yeah, it fits into the very good and overrated, because I think people overhype the Warriors. You see on ESPN, it's like, oh, Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson wouldn't even start on this Warriors team. It's like, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make Draymond a 6 man. We're going to put Magic Johnson in at point. We're going to have Steph play shooting guard. And we're going to have Michael play small forward. Whatever. Yeah. Who's going to be on the floor? Klay Thompson or Michael Jordan? Or the... this always gets lazy. It's like, oh, the Warriors would sweep the 95-96 Bulls or whatever year they considered they're at the peak. And it's like... No, we're being prisoner of the moment. It's the new shiny toy, and we're all bandwagon jumpers, and yeah, it's fine. Next up, Five Guys Burgers. Right? It's fine. It's a perfectly okay place, but I don't really get the hype. I mean, it's one of those fast casual places, and the burgers are good, but they're not overwhelming. They're no Blue Door Pub, that's for sure. But people always list off as one of their favorite places as Five Guys. And it probably fits into recency bias as well, because generally, if Five Guys is a new company and one will pop up in the neighborhood, it'll be busy as hell because it's new and shiny and different. And it's like, oh, I mean, it's just another place that has burgers, another place that has fries, and cool. Yeah. But, yeah, people jones over Five Guys. I know that Uncle Nick loves the hell out of Five Guys, and, yeah, I kind of wish he was here because he would have choice words. Whatever. Next up, Sriracha. Sriracha is very, very good. And as an Asian, as a lover of spicy food, I love Sriracha. I love the like legit like Thai chili, bright red, just vibrant. Brings a lot of flavor. Yeah, flavor over just straight up heat is what I always find important in hot sauces. But it might be the hipster thing. It might be them just. It might be the explosion of pho places. Oh, pho might fit into the Wire category as well. But yeah, Sriracha, putting Sriracha on everything. It's almost reached the point of bacon, where it's like, oh, so we have a Sriracha donut, we have Sriracha ice cream, we have Sriracha yogurt, we have Sriracha XYZ, we have Sriracha Pedialyte. Yeah, very good, overrated. Bacon. This is the hottest take of all. and I might have to end on this one, but bacon it's very good. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that you're putting it on everything, it's no. Now, bacon is, how do I explain this? Bacon is Scottie Pippen, right? Scottie is fantastic. He's probably a top 50 player of all time, but those 2 years where Michael was playing baseball, where the Bulls lost to the Rockets, I believe, in the finals. Yeah, and also didn't even make the finals 1 year. He's not a lead man. Like, BLT aside, Bacon is not the star of the show. Now, great complimentary player, great Robin to a Batman. So that's why it's great on a burger. That's why it's great with eggs. That's why it's great on pizza. Very underrated usage of bacon. That's why it's great wrapped around a jalapeno popper or a date or a water chestnut. Yeah, but bacon as standalone, no. And people just Jones and cream in their jeans over bacon. It's last one I'm gonna do. Let's see, I got a couple written down. Beyonce, Star Wars, high-end steakhouses, but that's mainly because I can cook a steak for. Just give me the meat. I'll take a $25 porterhouse as opposed to paying $80 at a high-end steakhouse, and then I'll just cook it myself, to the temperature that I want it at, as opposed to just that's mainly my beef, pardon the pun, because I can cook. Yeah, Disneyland / Disney World, overrated. And last one I'll expand on is IPAs. Yeah, IPAs fit into the wire categories that they are very, very good, but there is pretentiousness about it. It's not as quite as bad as, say, wine snobs, but it's worse than coffee snobs. And beer snobs, they tend to drift to the IPA. And on the web series Andy Drinks Beer, subscribe to that on YouTube, like us on Facebook as well. A lot of the beers we've been doing have been Minnesota IPAs, and I'm not a massive IPA guy. Like, it's not going to be my first choice. I'm pretty polarized when it comes to my beer. I love dark stouts. I love light American piss water on a hot day, or shandies. But IPAs, I understand them. I respect them, but I'm not going to build a shrine to an IPA. Yeah. And that's expanding a little bit on the wire theory. Next up is the Twins drafted a shortstop out of high school named Royce Lewis.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And being an NFL guy and being quasi heavily involved in the NFL draft process, the MLB draft is always funny to me because it happens on a Monday in the afternoon. Cool. And where the NFL draft first round has been expanded to 2 nights, or the NFL draft has been expanded to 3 days and 2 nights in prime time. They're like make it a big TV event because immediacy. Most of these NFL guys are going to come in as rookies and have a big impact right there. But man, in baseball, we're not going to hear about Royce Lewis for 3 to 5 years minimum, right? And you don't see too many Mike Trouts or Jim Abbott's where they spend little to no time in the minor leagues, or they start out at AA or AAA and then just hop right up, or throw a Bryce Harper in there as well. Now, most of these guys languish in the minor leagues for a number of years, and some don't even pan out. Yeah, so that's why you don't get as much coverage on the MLB draft. Plus, there's like 75,000 rounds. And also in the late rounds, they're drafting like any football prospect, like anyone with a shred of athleticism. Like, it's astounding how many NFL players just, who played high school baseball just to have something to do, mainly in the spring, just get drafted. Like, I have the 2001 MLB draft up, and they got 5 players who made it to the NFL. They were drafted. Quan Cosby, who was wide receiver, went to Texas, was in the 6th round. Cedric Benson, running back out of Texas, was picked in the 12th round. Matt Ware, who was Matt Ware? Doesn't matter. 21st round. Brandon Jones, 28th. And Brooks Jerome Ezekiel Bollinger, pride of the Badgers and of the Vikings. He was in the game in Adrian's 296 game against the Chargers. Yeah, for some reason he was in. Yeah, was in the 50th round, and a lot of these guys don't sign. And also, how many rounds are there? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, well, there's at least 50. I mean, we know that. And it's funny that the late rounds, it's always the son of like an executive or the son of a scout, and they just get picked up just so they could say that, oh, my kid was drafted in by the major leagues. What round? 77, but it doesn't really matter. And Royce Lewis, I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. The Twins do have a glut of shortstops in the minor league system right now, from my understanding. They took him over something called Hunter Green, who apparently is also good. Yeah. But Lewis batted .377 for J. Sarah High School. None of that matters to me. But it did bring up all of the memories of, one of the times the Twins had the number 1 overall pick, and they had Joe, and they picked Joe Mauer in 2001. And back then, it was a whole talk of, well, Joe Mauer, you got this catcher out of high school, hometown boy. We got to take him, right? But there's this great pitcher named Mark Pryor out of USC. And if we take him one, he could be an ace. He could be a potential dominant pitcher for 20 years. And he was, right away with the Cubs. Gosh, he was up in the majors in 2 years. That's pretty good. Him and Kerry Wood almost got to the Cubs of the World Series, but remember the whole Bartman thing. Yeah. But it would have been PR suicide if the Twins didn't pick Joe Mauer, because if they would have picked Mark Pryor, and even if Pryor had a solid career, like say he didn't have the high highs of his early career and then fizzling out, say he was, had 12 years as a decent pitcher in the major league, decent rotational starter, whatever. If Joe Mauer had the career that he has now, which is a very good hitting catcher, and then like a hit for average first baseman, people would be outraged. Now, all of the sports talk radio calls would be like, oh, we didn't need Joe Mauer. Oh, hashtag one of us. Because us Minnesotans do love those sort of stories, and it would have been PR suicide. Like, they had to go Joe Mauer, and here's the best part. So Joe, coming out of high school, got drafted, decided to go baseball, but was offered a football scholarship to Florida State and to be the quarterback there. And it's just amazing. We dug up this clip.
He's thrown for 21 touchdowns and over 1,400 yards this season and leading the Raiders to a 7-1 record.
First off, this Randy Shaver, like OG KR11, this is 17 years ago. Randy hasn't aged a day. Like the hair, a little bit more silver fox in there, but man. Now, not saying that Randy's gone under the knife. I don't believe that at all. I think he just takes care of himself and is a handsome man. That's how we roll.
Record. Joe is one of the state's most sought-after football players, but it may not be his best sport.
He is the state's most talked-about football player. Joe Mauer is a wanted 17-year-old.
Rocking number 16, Cretin-Derham Hall, the Raiders.
At 6'4", 220, the Cretin-Derham Hall quarterback has all the tools. He has a rocket for an arm, he reads defenses well, has good mobility, and a burning desire to win. This is the Joe Mauer most people see. But in person, you wouldn't know he's the superstar quarterback.
You look like...
Wait, hold on. Joe Mauer looks exactly like Harry Potter right now. He's got like the quasi, like Beatles-inspired bowl cut, and he's got these little, I would call these spectacles. Not even glasses, just spectacles. And he's got a little bit of teenage acne, and it looks like he's wearing his dad's dress shirt. And this is amazing.
Like a professor, you look like a chemistry student. You don't have the big, broad shoulders of a football player. Do you think people are kind of... You're a little deceiving in that way? Or not?
Wait, hold on. This is the best part. Since this is from 2000, you can see at the bottom, like the little VHS cassette, like the little shimmy and shaking. I love this. This is amazing.
I just kind of think of myself as an ordinary 17-year-old, just likes to go out and have some fun. Especially I have fun playing the sports I play, so just keep on doing that as long as I can.
His humility makes him even more appealing. As you can tell, he's a great athlete and a great kid. And he has a big decision to make soon. He's being recruited for football by the likes of Florida State, Arizona, Michigan.
Sorry, he keeps throwing to number 8. I wonder if that's Michael Floyd. I'm going to look that up.
And Minnesota, among others.
I already planned 3 official visits. I taken one to the U of M, taken one to Arizona, University of Arizona, and Florida State. So I'm looking forward to those, and it should be a lot of fun.
But Maurer may pass on football to play professional baseball. He's expected to be a high draft choice in
he's
June,
number 80.
and the money, some $2 million up front, may be hard to pass up.
Pretty much, I don't know what's going to be happening to me a year from now, so it's kind of fun to, think about it, but you got to come back to reality. I'm still a senior in high school. I got to finish out the football season, basketball and baseball season before that all happens. So we'll just kind of take it day by day, I guess.
Baseball or football? It's going to be a tough choice, especially considering the fact some recruiting experts think Joe Maurer is the second best senior drop-back quarterback in the country.
It's real cool to see that, though. You wake up in the morning, see your name in the paper like that. But you got to, be serious about it. I'm only 17 and still in high school. You still got to do some things that, just have fun, basically, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Now, here's the best thing about it, is that Joe Maurer doesn't really talk much, but when you get him in the, like the milk commercials, he's got some bass in his voice, but 17-year-old Joe Maurer, it would have been perfect if he had a voice crack in there. That would be great. Yeah. But also, something great is come back for the second half of the show, Bull with Andy Carlson on a Thursday.
So 2016 sucked for the Vikings, and also for a number of other reasons I heard, but it's okay. 2017 is upon us. Vikings fans, let's get going. All off-season, Purple for the Win coming right at you through free agency, the draft, and OTAs and training camp. Here we go. Get the show on 1500 ESPN, Podcast One, and the Podcast One app.
And come back into the Blue Door Pub Studios. And right now, the Tots of Time. The Tots of Time. They just changed them. I'm going to miss the cordon bleu, but these brand new ones. The Kim Cheese Tachos. Man. So here's what you do. They take the tots, the world famous tots. You put queso on top. You put chili, lime, pork, and then kimchi. And here's the kicker. Their whirly sauce. The sauce that they had, the whirligig Blue Seas they had with Indeed a couple weeks back. It's their house sriracha. Speaking of sriracha, aioli drizzled all on top. And, man, anytime kimchi's involved, I'm in. And that's just not my Korean roots. That's just me having taste buds. Can't wait. Get some tonight. The Kim Cheese Tachos. Get them at Blue Door Pub. 3 Twin Cities locations. Longfellow, University on Como, and the OG St. Paul as well. All right, so we got trailer trash, and I want to talk a little bit about Father's Day. So let's dive into trailer trash. First one is actually, which one do I want to start with? So the movie's called Baby Driver, and this looks badass. I'm really excited for this movie. Everyone is in this freaking movie. So the main guy's name. Ansel, whatever. Lily James, Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx is in this movie. Like everyone is in this movie, and it looks badass. But the wife, every time this comes up, she's like, "Why do they call him baby?" Yeah, doesn't matter.
So you just starting your day, or did you just get off?
They call, I go,
So what is it you do?
I'm a driver.
Oh, like a chauffeur.
Oh, yeah, no, it's got Shane. Oh, John Hamm is in this friggin' movie. So he's driving, he's evading the cops in like some Subaru Impreza, right? And John Hamm is in the back, and Shane from The Walking Dead is in the passenger seat. This is great.
Anyone I'd know? what is your name?
Baby.
Your name's Baby. B-A-B-Y, Baby.
B-A-B-Y, baby. Now, Lily James, she's in Cinderella, the 2015 version of Cinderella. Yeah. Oh, and she's 28. So, producer Allie, don't put her in. How old they be?
It's one who say, listen to
Also, I like the Kevin Spacey look with the 60s horn rim glasses and his hair a little bit coiffed. He looks like young Colonel Sanders. Yeah, Colonel Sanders. Before he hit a big, back when he was murdering rivals. That's what he looks like. Yeah, Google that. Colonel Sanders killed a guy.
the music all the time?
Is he mental? Mental meaning slow. Was he slow?
No.
No, but he drives
He had an
fast.
accent when he was a kid. Still has a hum in the drum. Plays music to drown it out. And that's what makes him the best.
This is a great iPod commercial. Plus, the homeboys rocking, not the AirBuds or even Bluetooth, like just straight up bone stock, a white iPod earbuds, and plus like the first generation of the color iPod, the 32 megabyte one. Yeah, he's got it going.
One more job and I'm done.
One more job, and we're straight.
Now, all right, so any heist movie I'm in, but what percentage of heist movies do you think start with one more job or I'm retired? I think about that. I want to say it's as high as like 80%. Like 4 out of 5 heist movies involve someone who's doing one last job, getting out of the game, or is out of the game. Yeah, it's true.
Now, I don't think I need to give you the speech about what happens when you say no, how I could break your legs and kill everyone you love, because you already know that, don't you?
Yeah.
The moment you catch feelings is the moment you catch a bullet.
And your waitress girlfriend, she's cute. Let's keep it that way.
I want us to head west and never stop.
You in?
I'm in, baby.
Oh, also one of my favorite things in trailers now is where they tie in either the name of the movie, like they did now, or they do just like a cover of a classic song, where it's like slow down and it's an opposite of the original gender singing. So it's like a woman singing, "All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. One more job and I'm done. I'm California dreaming. I'm done when I say you're done. Give me my money. On such a winter's day." Man, I should make trailers. That's what I should do.
One of these days, baby, you're gonna get blood on your hands.
Time to face the music.
Baby, we need to get out of here.
I have to end this. Are we in bed together now?
Baby.
Baby?
Baby.
Doc said Michael Myers. This is Mike Myers. It should be the Halloween mask.
All right, so some comedic relief. They said Mike Myers mask, the guy from Halloween, except the guy bought Austin Powers masks. Yeah, this is great.
This is a Halloween mask. No, the killer dude from Halloween.
Oh, you mean Jason?
No!
Baby, you tell me who does.
All right, so you get the point. Yeah, everyone is in this friggin' movie, and I'm pretty excited about it. And yeah, I love movies like this, where they're not pretentious, they're not trying to be films, they're not trying to be anything more than they are. This is going to be a action film with some comedy, with some levity, with some great actors and actresses involved, and hell, this will probably make a star out of that jabroni, Ansel Elgort. Yeah, what has he been in? And I'm sure Lily James will do something good. John Hamm is always on point. I'm a big John Hamm fan. Yeah, I don't know if you know that about me. Jamie Foxx is always amazing. Kevin Spacey is creepy good. No, he's creepy good. He really is. Ansel Elgort. So let's look it up. IMDb.com. Yeah, since I don't have my... Oh, he's the Fault in Our Stars guy? Yeah. Speaking of tearjerker. Yeah, that one. Next up is... So Justice League. is going to be coming out, and I've actually been reading up a little bit about what Justice League actually is, and I don't know, Aquaman. I do like that they're Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy reset the tone, and Wonder Woman is a great example of what DC should try to do to compete with Marvel, and that make it gritty, make it more real. Have it where it could almost happen in reality, like a woman with an invisible plane coming from a planet of Amazons, blocking bullets with wristbands, and has a lasso where people have to tell the truth. Not really rude in reality, but from everything I heard from Wonder Woman, it's amazing, and that's why I was in on The Dark Knight as well, where in my mind, watching the movie, like, this could really happen. And that's what gets me for a lot of these superhero movies, where I love Guardians, but, the Avengers, Ant-Man, but Justice League, and I like what they're doing with Aquaman now, because Aquaman has been, like, the whipping boy for a number of years, but him coming back as the badass. The dude who played, was it Conan? Is that the guy? Not O'Brien, but, Conan the Barbarian. Sure.
There's an attack coming from far away.
The others, where are they?
Oh, by the way, Gail Gadot. Gail Gadot. Amazing.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Oh, they're doing it right now. They're doing the cover of a very popular song, except they're putting a twist on it.
My turn.
Come together right now. Come together.
Yeah! It's good to see you playing well with others again.
All right. Now, is that Sam Elliott? No.
Just like a bat. I dig it. Maybe temporary.
So Aquaman actually looks like a badass. I would actually see a standalone Aquaman movie. We didn't see Superman, but isn't he dead? I don't know. I'm sure he'll be fine. And I actually don't think that Ben Affleck's Batman was that bad. I understand that he was easy cannon fodder and became a meme with the sad Batman before Batman vs. Superman came out. But I don't think it was that bad. I think it was a pretty damn good movie, and I'm looking forward to Justice League. Last one is a comedy. Now, I'm a huge Simon Pegg fan. I love Nick Frost as well. I love whatever those two do. I don't think Nick Frost is in this movie, but it's called Absolutely Anything, and it's got Simon Pegg, Kate Beckinsale, Rob Riggles in it, the guys from Monty Python, and basically what it is, these aliens, come to Earth, and they give absolute power to one random human who happens to be Simon Pegg, and if you use the power for good, they will. Now, let the trailer explain it.
Elected Council, I hereby pronounce a destruction order on the planet Earth. The usual test, Kylie. One Earthling will be picked at random to prove he can use absolute power for good.
But if he uses it for evil,
the Earth will be eliminated.
Suppose there was one thing you could do would change your life for the better.
Oh, that's easy. I would be able to see Catherine from downstairs.
Except for X-ray vision, it was just the floor disappeared.
I can make things happen. Clothes, get dressed on me. All I have to do is wave my hand.
Wait, no, hold on. So you find out that you have absolute power of you can do anything at the wave of your hand, and the first thing you do is that you put your clothes on. Like, that's one of the easiest things. Come on, man. Or I get it. Maybe he's just trying it out, but come on.
Dennis, be able to speak.
Biscuits.
What?
Biscuits. Please, please, please. Nothing.
Oh yeah, and the dog is voiced by Robin Williams.
Nothing else matters. Come to think of it, I wouldn't mind shagging your leg right now.
I
I could solve every problem in the world.
Have you thought this thing through?
Dog mask, cleans out.
It's clear he has no idea of doing any good whatsoever.
Let me have a really great body and a really big...
Ow! Not that big, obviously.
I was being selfish. I could have made people happy.
Let everyone who died be alive again.
And like all the zombies are coming back now. Yeah.
Not everyone who's died ever! Are you crazy?
Me be president of the United States.
Here are the briefing papers for Syria, the deficit, Israel and the Middle East.
Just pretend to be a dumb animal again.
All right. So Robin Williams is the dog, and it's always a little creepy when you enter, because with movie production, you film a movie, it gets edited, it gets produced, sits on the shelf. Maybe they don't release it for a year. And then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, after an actor rap shooting, the movie comes out, and it's always a little. It's always a little creepy when, a couple years after the fact, like a Paul Walker movie will come out, a Heath Ledger movie, Chris Farley, Almost Heroes comes out, and then this one, it sort of becomes their. I feel like the movie gets a little bit of a bump. Well, it gets a definite bump where like this is their eulogy. This is their final movie that they ever worked on or completed. And by the way, look up the Chris Farley. Actually, we'll look it up now. Chris Farley Shrek, because that is uber creepy. That is messed up.
I don't have time to set it to music.
Oh, this is another one of those onion things.
No, this is one of those drop it and leave me alone things.
Well, why don't you want to talk about it?
Why do you want to talk about it?
Why are you answering the question with a question?
Why are you asking questions I don't want to answer?
Why are you blocking? Then why do you have problems?
Like this would have launched Chris Farley into another stratosphere of popularity. Especially we saw that how Shrek helped, build upon Mike Myers' legacy as well. But man, I mean that it's creepy, it's surreal, it's everything above. Yeah. Next up is wrapping up. So Father's Day is coming up, and I actually think I might use this chunk for dad mode for the week, because talking about Father's Day, this is going to be my third Father's Day. Yeah, because Muggsy was born on June 6th, so when she was a newborn, that was 1, then 2, and then now 3. And Father's Day, when you got young kids, it's always the cutesy-wootsy thing. You get the card that was made by the mom, and then the kid like signs it, scribbles on it, does the handprint thing. It's like, you were the best daddy ever. Then you get a hat that doesn't really fit right. You get a shirt that is ill-fitting because it's printed on a Gildan shirt, and it's like world's #1 dad. Or if they have a sense of humor, it's like world's #4 dad. Or you get a mug, you get a tie, you get a whatever. I mean, cool. And here's my thing. Most dads, I'm not going to speak for us all, but most of us just want a day to be left alone. Give us a day where we can do things around the house. We can have a day where if you're into, hanging out and just chilling in the hammock, you can go do that. You can smoke some meat. You can grill. Definitely grill. Now, all dads, even dads that don't grill, just want to grill for Father's Day. And I remember like my dad's Father's Day. Like he didn't want to, go out to eat. He didn't want to do anything special. I was always mowing the lawn anyway, so I can't take that off his plate. And all he wanted was a bag of Cheetos. And by the way, not the name brand Cheetos. And it wasn't even a monetary thing, because I think it was like $1 between Old Dutch, like the Old Dutch is like a quasi off-brand, store-brand version of everything, right? And he loved the Old Dutch, like a the crunchy Old Dutch, right? So the knockoff Cheetos, the Old Dutch Cheetos, a Busch Light, and either read a Louis L'Amour book on a folding chair in the backyard, or watch a John Wayne movie, and that's it. That is it. See, not. I know this is a fine line, especially since some parties want to get rid of Mother's and Father's Day. They just want to make 2 Guardians Days. Yeah. But, most moms, they'll say don't bother, or, oh, you don't need to get me anything, or we don't need to go out or do anything, but you kind of have to. Yeah, it's one of those spots where, they say one thing, but really mean another. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like quasi-reverse psychology with a little bit of subconscious false humility, where it's like, oh, don't get me anything for my birthday, or it's like, oh, you don't need to bring wine to the party. I really hope you bring that Chateau Lafite. Yeah, I hope you really bring that wine. Yeah. So, Mom, it's presents, it's massages, it's spas, it's brunch. Brunch is huge for Mother's Day, but Father's Day, all you need to do, grab a couple of nice steaks, bring them on down, they grill them up, have a beer. That is it. That is it. Or activity-wise, catch a ball game. Twins, Saints are in town. Golf, if he's into golf. Go fishing, if he's into fishing. And other than that, all right, so golf, steak, fishing, baseball, booze, left alone. That's really it. Father's Day is pretty damn low maintenance. It is. And, the fact that it's paired up with, or pretty much synced up with the start of summer, and you got good weather, and, there's really so much to do. Father's Day is a pretty low maintenance holiday. And, speaking of fathers, so Lonzo Ball, all right, so Lonzo Ball is the son of LeVar Ball, who has become part of the zeitgeist in like a recent year. The overbearing father. He's got 3 kids who are great at basketball. One's going to be in the NBA draft, probably be a top 3 pick minimum. And the Lakers are 2. He's like, oh, you're going to play for the Lakers, whatever. And I feel like this is part of the plan. They did a Foot Locker commercial with a bunch of the rookies coming in, and Lonzo's there as well. And
Foot Locker asked us to reflect on everything dads do for us on our journeys to the NBA.
A special Father's Day message for Foot Locker.
Dads are special. So many memories. All those games of one-on-one in the driveway where he let me win. Just never missing a game.
Of course, there's that big day when your dad berates your high school coach in front of an entire crowd for not getting you enough touches.
Yeah, that's Lonzo. And I actually think this is planned and calculated by LeVar Ball to poke fun at him, make him a little bit more sympathetic's not the right word, but a little bit more humanistic, a little bit not taking himself so seriously. And that will increase his likability, increase his marketability, and his sons as well. And also, it also helps separate Lonzo from LeVar a little bit, because we haven't heard much from Lonzo. He's not a really loud, outspoken guy. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's just under LeVar's thumb. But now, even though this is scripted and probably planned out, like Machiavellian style, it shows that Lonzo's got a sense of humor. You know, he can clap back at dad a little bit. This is great.
Waking up early to drive to all those faraway tournaments. Or that special moment when your dad sits you down and tells you where you're going to college. Copyright your name to make it a part of a family lifestyle brand. Went on First Take and shouted back and forth with Stephen A. Smith about how you're already better than the reigning league MVP. All those interviews from the stands during college games, the public spats with the all-time great, soundbite after soundbite to the national media, and then tells 29 out of 30 teams to not bother drafting you.
And fishing. We went fishing a lot.
Oh, my God.
With Father's Day and then...
Oh, I just love that so much. And it's a good shout-out to... I think this is a perfect plan. Yeah. But let's see. What are we going to do for Father's Day? I think we're going to drive down to Austin to see the wife's dad. We'll bring some meat. We'll grill out. We'll have a couple beers. Shocker. Yeah. I mean, Father's Day is low maintenance. That's what I really love about it. And, when Muggsy gets older and we got more kids, I mean, that's what I'm going to make Father's Day about. Just hanging out. We'll put the sprinkler out in the yard. Oh, by the way, kids love sprinklers. They really do. And thinking back on it, I, as a kid, I love sprinklers. I love like those little pools, those little plastic pools that take up a ton of room in either the garage or the shed. But it's just like 16 gauge plastic, like super rail thin, but super inconvenient to transport or store. but it's like $5, and you just fill it up with a hose, and the kids just love it. Yeah, we're gonna make Father's Day about that, about grilling, about smoking meat, about doing lots of stuff, and that's why I love Father's Day. It's really, really good stuff. Also, what is good stuff is Pedal Pub, and I can't wait. Speaking of Sunday activities, in 2 weeks we're doing a Sunday fun day. We're going downtown Minneapolis. We got a couple of pedal pubs. You can do up to 3. So you can take up to 48 of your friends biking around the Twin Cities, downtown Minneapolis, downtown St. Paul, Dinkytown, Uptown, Indytown, pretty much. They got routes all over the cities. Enjoy the great weather. Oh, this would be great for Father's Day as well. Hit it up real quick. Book them up, pedalpub.com. And here's what you do. Get the Sunday Fun Day special. Get $90 off your order as well. So much fun. Father's Day, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, college get-togethers, anything like that. Have a couple of beers on the bikes and stop by plenty of Twin Cities haunted, storied, not haunted, lauded, whatever. Great bars and restaurants around town. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do that up. Pedalpub.com, pedalpub.com. All right. Well, that was the solo show. I did pretty well for myself. I'm pretty well versed. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday. Nick and I are going to compete in, I think we have a How Old They Be, or maybe it's a How Dead They Be. It's one of the two. And no, we got some good feedback on How Dead They Be. I was a little worried at first. That I was like, maybe that's a little bit crossing the line disrespectful, but then I realized, like, that's not our intent. And if anyone actually thinks it's disrespectful, it's like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Show some love. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend, spread the word. Add to the Jerome Homie Army. iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Follow like us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Do whatever on YouTube. Also, subscribe to Purple for the Win. Andy Drinks Beers YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show. And thanks to producer Allie for making us not sound so stupid today. But for me, I'm Andy Carlson saying Annyeong, sayonara, and bye-bye. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowl with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.